Okay, let's go ahead and get started there, folks. Well, welcome back to another Pega stream. Or actually, there's a lot more than just a Pega, obviously. We're going to be doing some Pega certification. We got some Unreal tutorials to kind of get through. We got some more videos to upload or make public, and then we got Terraria later on tonight. So we got ourselves a plate load of subject material to kind of get through. Um, Still getting used to the daylight savings time switch over. It is currently 1:23, so apologize for kind of being late. So this is going to be a shorter video. Um, so let's go through, or let's try to go through this quickly about, who I am, what these videos are about, and so on and so forth. So, who am I? I'm currently out of work, unemployed software developer whose last job was dealing with the Pega environment. I'm currently working on trying to study for the certification for the Pega environment so that I can potentially get a job again with the Pega environment. Most jobs would most likely not allow for me to join them without that certification. So, very few would want to pay you to uh, try to, learn it on their dime. So, or at least very few seem to. So, I'm not an authorized training partner, and this is not meant for an instructor-led training. I'm going for the certification myself, so I'm not that familiar with Pega. I don't have like all the knowledge locked away in my head, like what I would expect in an instructor-led training, and the authorized training partner should be able to do. If you want to take the instructor-led training, then go ahead and do so. It's around like a 2-week course for around $5,000. So it's not cheap. You're gonna want to get your money's worth out of it. So take notes, make video recordings, ask lots and lots of questions, because when I took when I was forced to take the 8.6 certification exam, I wasn't ready. Um, but I was noticing that there were some questions in there that involved Pega 7. So, um, I wasn't ready for them, and I should have been. Um, you know, Having older questions doesn't mean that they're invalid questions, because, I mean, when you get to the job and you're talking with some people that might have the most recent certification, because it takes time to study and prep and be ready for it, you're probably going to, um, you know, you're probably going to be interacting with them, and they're probably going to be giving you keywords that you've never heard of before. So it makes sense. So, as much as I hate to admit it. Um, I've already talked about the authorized training partner. You can look through old videos if you want any more details than that. I'm moving on. Okay, so dashboard. Uh, I've already covered the business architect. So if this is what you're here for, if this is the first video that you're looking for or that you clicked on and you're trying to get to the business architect, well, it's already done. I would recommend going to my playlist that I created specifically for these Pega certification topics and going through those 2 missions and 2 modules that I've already covered. Okay. Now, these 2 modules, they cover the Pega Express delivery. Okay. I would recommend that you go through this mission of the Pega Express delivery because it's 12% of the certification exam, and I don't feel like these 2 modules covers it. Okay. There are newer versions, but they don't have international languages yet for them. So um, I'm sticking with the 8.7 because it's not just individuals that are English speaking that needs to learn this. So yeah. Okay. We're going to go ahead and move on to the system architect. We got apparently 14 hours and 5 minutes remaining on that. Um, so let's go ahead and look at our next topic. We got through the Pega UX solutions, although I kind of rushed through the module questions at the end there, but it is what it is. Let's move on to the designing UI for multiple devices there. So responsive user interface. Um, Looks like it's a lot of pictures, but not a whole lot of content. So okay, so responsive behavior. Responsive behavior provides an optimal user experience of the elements in a view regardless of screen size, minimizing horizontal scrolling and maximizing data presentation in available display space. For an introduction to responsive user interface, view the following video. Now, I don't know if it has any audio to it. It does. So, um, if you want to watch the video, itself, if you want to listen to the individual, you know, there, then would recommend kind of checking it out yourself. Um, but I'm just gonna skip it and kind of go through the video transcript here. I'll probably go back through the video again later, but so every business strives to reach their customer regardless of the channel, location, or device. With such diverse screen resolutions and sizes, a responsive UI can automatically adapt to create an optimal user experience regardless of the device. Not only does a responsive UI benefit the end user, it also benefits the business, since one version of the UI can service multiple devices. For example, after a minor car accident, the insured uh, initiates a claim from home using their laptop. The UI is tailored to their high screen resolution. In another example, the insured wants to submit the claim immediately from their mobile device. The same process is presented to the customer with the UI adapting to their mobile screen resolution, giving them an equally productive user experience. So, responsive behavior options. Responsive behavior options include the design layout of the form and the column importance in tables. For example, when a user switches from the landscape to portrait on the tablet, the UI responds and the screen dynamically becomes narrower. So, so here's what you would see on your desktop. Um, and this is how you would see it on the tablet, you know, with portrait and then with landscape. Notice how you have the red, orange, green, and the blues turning into red, orange, green, and then blue. Although the number of blue spaces kind of gets has an additional one there, so that's a little interesting, right? So you know, but notice how this screen right here is mimicking the desktop over there. So that's something to kind of make note of. The mobile phone, however, it doesn't have any green window. So either it's at the very bottom of the screen, you know, or it's not even shown at all. They don't really consider this little green um, area to be of high importance to be shown on a mobile phone, which is perfectly fine. There might be some things that you don't necessarily need to show, um, but it might be like some additional information that you might like have in the background anyway. Like this is the customer information. It's like, well, why would I, the customer, really care about my information? You get what I'm saying? So, um, So it might be, something along those lines. So, um, but then again, you might want to know that the information that they have on you might be correct. Like for example, you're trying to have something delivered to your house, like you're going to the UPS and you're asking for a package to be delivered to you, or you order something from a website and it needs to be delivered to you. So you're seeing the information being stored on there, and you're looking at your address that it's shipping it to, right? Well, let's say, for example, someone decides to, um, like, let's say your friend gets a hold of your password and uses your account to order something. Or maybe you give him access to it, even though technically it's not. Most companies are kind of frowned upon that. Um, but let's say your friend, uses your profile to order something, but they change the delivery address to their house, right? Now, the website might wonder what's going on there. Why are you sending it to a different location? A good responsive company should check on that. It's like, hey, you're changing your old address to, something new. Are you sure you want to go about doing this? Maybe send an email out saying, hey, someone's using your account and changing your address. Are you okay with this? There should be safeguards, one would think, right? But maybe not all websites are designed like that. Maybe they don't have a check there. So suddenly, you get on the website, you want to order something, but you don't notice the fact that the shipping address has changed, right? So now you're shipping this product that you want, that you wanted to be, you know, um, that you wanted delivered to your house. Now it's being shipped to your friend's house. Oops, that kind of thing. So, while there might be some things that might not necessarily be super important, doesn't necessarily mean that it can't be important either. So, so let's move on. Advanced customizations to responsive behavior, such as configuring custom breakpoints and modifying column importance, are performed in Dev Studio. So basically, if you want to, change the layout or whatnot, you want to have, certain uh, portions of your application being shown, especially depending on, how you angle your tablet or your mobile phone. Dev Studio allows for you to, you know, have that column importance. So, okay, responsive breakpoints. A breakpoint defines a display width. Pega responsive breakpoints are set automatically by default. When a display width crosses a breakpoint, the responsive behavior is applied to the layout. With a dynamic layout, responsive breakpoint behavior changes in the layout of the fields based on the width of the display area. For example, the default breakpoints automatically display 4 columns as 2 columns on a tablet and as a single column on a mobile phone, making the form readable on smaller screen widths and eliminating the need for horizontal scrolling. But you'll definitely need vertical scrolling. Okay. You can select the behavior that you want to trigger with the breakpoint. Options for responsive breakpoint behaviors include hide this component. So hide the layout if the fields in the layout are not required or are not considered core to the business process. Again, you know, still allow for the user to be able to access or get the information for that component. Like, give them a menu so that they can kind of go to it if they need to, like their shipping address. Or verify that their name, phone number, um, maybe it's something to do with like medical records where they want to kind of see um, their past medical treatments or something like that. Who knows? Okay. Transform to another format. Transform the layout to another format. Available options vary based on the selected transform to format. For example, it is possible to transform 2-column and 3-column layouts to a single column layout. However, for a layout group, a menu might be transformed into an accordion layout. Okay, transform to list. Condense the table into a single column layout where each row is shown vertically prior to displaying the next row. Drop columns with importance other. Prioritize the columns in a table to ensure that the most important columns are always visible to users. When displaying the table on a smaller screen, you may want to hide optional columns. Column importance defines how Pega platform displays or hides columns. Columns marked as other are optional. Okay, so layout templates. In App Studio, the layout of the fields is limited to the available design templates. And, they only have a few, or, they have their selected amount. I don't know if they allow for us to create our own layout template, but I'm not sure. You know, um, I believe that it is possible, but um, obviously you're gonna have to make sure that you put in the work to handle all the um, handle all the transitions and so on and so forth. You know, so. The design template determines how the user interface changes. You can change the layout template by configuring the view at runtime. For example, you can configure a view to use a 2-column design template instead of a 1-column design template. Um, so, preview for multiple devices. If you can preview your application to see how it looks on various devices using the preview feature right there. In App Studio, click Preview and then select a portal from the portal list next to application name. Hover over the tablet icon, monitor and tablet icons to check the preview size, and click on the icon to display the application preview for a device. So in other words, you click the preview, it kind of runs the program, and then you can change the user portal if you want to, or you can change from desktop to tablet to mobile. you know, as the per the screen size. So, check your knowledge with the following interaction. A form displays credit card information, current balance, credit limit, statement dates, and a list of transactions. Drag the term on the right to the correct descriptive sentence on the left. Alright, so you modify the blank so that the credit card information displays in 2 columns on the laptop or tablet screen. You utilize blank to provide a positive user experience with minimal horizontal scrolling on a laptop and maximum data presentation on mobile devices. A credit card information automatically displays in 2 columns on the width of a tablet or a width of a laptop or tablet screen, but as a single column on width of a mobile phone screen because of the default. Okay, so um, because of the default probably blank, which is probably responsive breakpoints. Um, I believe this is layout template, and this is responsive behavior. Yeah. So responsive breakpoints in App Studio, responsive breakpoints are set automatically. Change layout format, layout template. In App Studio, layout configurations are limited to changing existing templates at runtime, and column importance responsive behavior. In App Studio, you can set or change one column to primary importance while editing the form configuration at runtime. And there you go. Let's see. Let's check the next topic out here and see how much there is. There seems to be quite a bit here, so I think I'm gonna have to hold off on this for right now. Like I said, it's gonna be a short video today. They say that's a 5-minute topic, but you know, while the images are fairly large, I mean, there's additional information being presented. So, you know, so that's the reason why I want to kind of hold off on that for right now. So, but that's gonna be it. That's where I'm gonna go ahead and call off this portion of the System Architect study session. Let's see. Looks like I'm about halfway there, to be honest. Which, I mean, makes sense because, you know, they state that I'm 14 hours away, which their 14 hours is, you know, a lot. Like, for example, this right here, their challenge, they're saying that it takes 5 minutes to complete. Are you joking me with this? You know, you go into the challenge and already the initialization itself is 5 minutes. uh, no. Um, and the amount of steps that it would take you to modify all this, I'm sorry, I'm going to suggest an edit. There is no way that this is set to a 5-minute duration. It takes approximately 5 minutes to even get the instance to load, much less the 3 tasks that you have to work through. Please review the time requirement on this challenge and fix accordingly. Yeah. Yeah, there's no way that someone can do all this in 5 minutes. You know, especially when it's like, you know, hey, you might need to modify. You need to edit this section. It's like, okay. You know, I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. You know, 15 minutes maybe if you're super quick about it, you might be able to do that. You know, 10 minutes, you know, okay. You know, 45 minutes is probably more um accurate to some of these. So, but 5 minutes? No. Sorry. I I mean, maybe the 5 minutes for one task, maybe, but at the same time, it depends on the task too. You know, you know. Let's look at this real quick. Now this is a 5 minute task. You know, you only have four four steps and a save, and then confirm your work. That's it. That's all that they put into this. Why? I don't really know, but they felt the need to do that. Why that one gets a 5 minutes and not the other, these other, um, these other ones here that don't have their own challenge? It's like, guys, what are you doing here? What's going on here? You could do these in 5 minutes if you're creating these, you know, four-step process for for this one topic, but you're not doing a challenge for this. Um, that's maybe look at some of those topics and change them into the challenges themselves because it feels like they need to be changed. But yeah, we still got a long ways to go on this. And then, of course, we got the exercise and mission test at the very end. Then I will be doing um, mock exams after that to kind of prep myself. Then I need to clean up my office because I know it's not necessarily clean enough to handle the um, an online proxy test. You know, when you do the certification exam, you need to have a clean office space. They don't want to see anything because they want you to, you know, they want you kind of eyes focused on the screen, taking the test. If you start going, la, 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 they might go, "What are you looking at?" And if they consider that you're cheating, like for some reason, if your eyes goes from the screen to like above the webcam or something like that, like you're looking behind the wall for some reason, you know, they'll wonder what's there. Now, you know, when I took it that one time, they had us take pictures of the room. So they made sure that, you know, you had a clean desk space, there wasn't anything there, and um, they're looking for, possibilities of you seeing something that might allow for you to cheat. Okay, like you have like a little notepad on the wall or something like that, or a little cheat sheet on the wall or something like that. If they see that, they're gonna say, "Sorry, you're gonna have to take that down." You're gonna have to throw it away, put it away somewhere, throw it in a closet, whatever. You cannot have that. Okay. Second thing, you need to be away from anybody. It has to be in isolation. Okay. If someone comes knocking at your door while you're taking where you're taking the test, or they come into you taking the test, well, guess what? They probably just violated the testing area, and they will most likely fail you right then and there. So, make sure that you are in a very isolated area. You won't have any interruptions during that like hour and a half for that certification test. Okay, here let's go back through the notes for the certification. Um, so, um, for the business architect, you know, um, you have 50 questions that you have to get through. Okay, you need a passing score of 70% to get that certification. Okay, it's going to be an hour and 30 minutes long. Okay, and as I said, Pega Express is 12%. You know, their case management at 38%. Data integration 15, security 2, user experience 9, application development 9, reporting 9, and mobility 6. So, make sure that you're looking at these topics here and making sure that you are very comfortable with all these topics that they are presenting to you in these, because most likely some of these topics will definitely be on the certification exam. There's no question about that. Okay. Um, so be prepared for that. Okay. They do. Um, you have to go through this um, peer review account process to take the certification. Now, um, now they might have reopened locations again for you to just kind of walk to a particular, or not necessarily walk, but you can go to a office to take the certification right there. Okay, find an exam center. Okay, um, so um, depending on where you're at, say like, hey, New York, you know, there are, you know, you know, uh, locations that you can go to if you wanted to that will allow for you to take the certification exam, you know. Um, but, just bear in mind that you're going to have to kind of go there in order to take it, okay? But just know that, they do allow for the certifications to be held online, okay? So you don't need to go to one of those offices if you can't make it, okay? So know that there are online tests that you can take. Okay, but you need to make sure that you follow their instructions to the T. Okay, if you do not have the pictures taken, the area completely clear, you know, if it's not, you know, like absolutely perfect for the certification exam, they're gonna deny it right then and there. Are they gonna give you a refund? I don't know. Okay. I don't know if they're gonna say, "Hey, sorry, um, you didn't match what we need for the test." You know, are they gonna say, you're gonna have to reschedule for another day? Are they gonna say you failed and you lose your money? I don't know. You know, when I took it, I made sure that everything was pretty much perfect for them. So I was able to go through my exam and, well, and fail it, but still be prepared for that. Okay. For the system architect here, okay, you have 60 questions, but you have a passing score of 65. Okay. You have an hour and 30 minutes again for it. Okay. Case management, 33%. Data integration, 23%. Security, 5%. DevOps, 5%. User experience, 12%. Application development, 12%. Reporting, 5%. Mobility, 5%. Okay. You're gonna need to know, these different topics here and be ready to go, know how to answer those questions. Okay. Go through those mock exams because, you're gonna need to know what you're going to be, you know, what you might be seeing during the certification. Okay. Basically, some people go to the certification exams. Um, they remember the questions that they took and they write it down for other people to know what they might face. So, um, you know, so yeah. Okay. And no, there is no form of, you can't do like screenshots or something like that during the exam. Matter of fact, they might actually have detection going because they're basically they basically load into your computer. Okay, so you can kind of see, so they can basically see what is happening, you know, right then and there of what you're doing on the screen at that particular moment in time. So they might be seeing keyboard commands, they might be seeing mouse movement. Um, they'll make sure that there's no other windows open other than the certification window or the testing window, and that's it. Okay. So if you do something like, Windows print screen just to try and take a screenshot of one of the test questions, then they might go, hey, what are you doing? Why are you taking a screenshot? Okay. Make sure that you follow their rules to a T, because if you don't, they have, you know, they won't care if you fail it. It's free money to them, so don't make it free money. Okay? Do yourself a favor. Don't do that. All right. So that's it. We're going to go ahead and close on down for today's Pega video. So hopefully that was informative and helpful for you. We will continue with the Pega studying tomorrow. But we're going to go ahead and switch on over to the Unreal tutorials now. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'll catch you next time. But until then, take care. Have a good night. Stay healthy, stay safe. And I'll catch you strangers next time.